Hello, I'm Peter Cullum and I'm the Managing Director of AirMid Critical Care Products, a C Corporation registered in the state of Delaware. Several years ago, Michael McGuire, our company founder and a former Air Force medic, identified a problem with a life-sustaining device used during patient resuscitation that has essentially been hiding in plain sight for over 60 years. So he invented a medical device that we think will be very highly disruptive to the market and extremely effective in saving many tens of thousands of lives each year. The resuscitation bag, invented by Amber in the 1950s, has not materially been improved in more than 6 decades, and while various forms of this product are used in the US more than 33 million times each year, it can be linked to injuries of approximately 190,000 patients annually. The reason it's dangerous is that it's just too crude a device for accurately delivering air to extremely delicate alveolar lung tissue, which tears easily when overinflated beyond the natural capacity. Because each breath size delivered by the predicate is affected by the practitioner's hand size and stress response while administering, and resuscitation can really be quite stressful. Tests show that 73% of the time, in controlled conditions, excessive amounts of air are delivered to the lungs of mannequins. In patients, overinflation is a key contributor to acute lung injury, and the deaths of more than 74,000 people every year in the US alone result. Resuscitation bags are ubiquitous. They are used worldwide and are used throughout the entire workflow of care. EMTs, ER, OR, and post-op recovery care providers all use them. So with hindsight, this problem seems obvious when looking at an antiquated resuscitation bag. But the manifestation of injury is not immediately obvious to the care provider, and it presents very similarly to pneumonia and is therefore often treated accordingly. Validation of the occurrence of acute lung injury from inadvertent overinflation of the lungs first came from clinical studies involving the use of mechanical respirators. Initial guidance suggested 10 to 15 milliliters of air per kilogram of ideal body weight was to be administered, but this was dramatically dialed back to just 6 milliliters upon the discovery of repeated injury and the proven efficacy and safety that resulted in the smaller breath sizes. The revised lung protective ventilation guidelines resulted in a 60.6% decrease of acute lung injury and a corresponding decrease in mortality rates by 42.5%. The American Heart Association's guidelines calling for specific breath sizes do exist. However, universal compliance to these guidelines is not possible with the predicate manual resuscitation bag device. AirMid's invention of a volume-controlled manual ventilator not only delivers compliant breath sizes, but is also adjustable to each patient's lung capacity as determined by ideal body weight, and importantly, can be used across the entire spectrum of patient care. Both the nature of the problem and the economic size of the issue are both well documented now by peer-reviewed journals such as the New England Journal of Medicine, Annals of Emergency Medicine, and Chest Journal, which together confirm that the downstream cost of care due to acute lung injury exceeds $20 billion a year in the United States every year. In accordance with past experiences of U.S. hospitals rapidly complying to revised guidelines issued by the American Heart Association, we anticipate that it could be possible to see up to 80% adoption rates of our compliant technology within 18 months of receiving FDA approval and entering the market. Our own Chief Medical Officer, an anesthesiologist at Johns Hopkins University Hospital, does not believe the hospital's compliance officer will even allow predicate devices in the building once FDA approval is given to AirMid's device, in part due simply to the potential legal liability issues. The U.S. market is currently greater than $500 million annually at predicate pricing, so this represents a very compelling economic opportunity to investors. To ensure rapid adoption, our preferred distribution strategy involves partnering with the existing major distributors in the space rather than incrementally scaling the business ourselves. We believe we have a moral obligation to get this device in use as quickly as possible so it can start saving lives quickly. And we have a highly qualified team of industrial designers and QMS management personnel experienced with medical device design and implementation ready to start ISO development in accordance with ISO 13485 standards. This not only guarantees the highest quality device design, but also optimizes our path through FDA 510K approval. We also have excellent intellectual property and FDA regulatory counsel on retainers to reinforce our existing patents and guide us through 510 approval pathway. Our business plan demonstrates positive ROI within 2 years of market entry, even at predicate prices and single-digit market penetration. We'll be conducting price validations to confirm what impact the elimination of a $20 billion problem might also have on our ability to charge a reasonable premium for our device. AirMid's technology will be first to market. It's highly impactful in terms of reducing mortality and increasing quality of life, and we also think it represents an excellent venture opportunity for investors. Please contact me at peter.cullum@airmidlife.com if you think you might like to invest your capital and intellectual assets in this important venture with us. Thank you.